You don't take a knee during the playing of the national anthem when you're a football player getting paid millions of dollars. We don't really care what your cause is. You're insulting us. And this is my advice to the players. Look, guys, you're insulting the American people. Up until now, the discussion has been about how you're showing disrespect for the flag. Cancel that. Cancel that. As a matter of fact, that's been my commentary. Cancel that. Let's step back. You're insulting the people of the United States and your fan base. You're also denigrating the brand of the NFL, that very institution that keeps your jobs. You guys are doing yourselves more harm than good, and you're also doing more harm than good to your cause. And to really take matters to the upteenth level, you go to London and you kneel in London. Jaguars, I'm talking to you guys. That's disgusting. That's disgusting that you would call attention to some sort of disharmony within the borders of the United States when you're in foreign soil. It's one of the lowest things that everybody gets criticized for, including, dare we forget, President Clinton himself when he was a younger man and went over to Europe and started bad-mouthing the United States, as did John Kerry. Guys, this is not a good idea. You need to let it go. There is a much better forum for you to bring attention to whatever roar you're bringing up. Because again, let's remember, they haven't really specified exactly what they're protesting. They give you these vague comments like the left loves to make. They give you these vague, non-specific comments about injustice and race. And so you put them together and it's racial injustice. But they don't really tell you specifically what it is that they're talking about, what exactly about the many injustices that there are in the United States dealing with races and otherwise are they talking about? And what's the solution? I see no discussion about a future direction. All I see is a bunch of whiny, immature, sophomoric, overpaid football players talking ill about their country. That's all I'm seeing. And by the way, that's all the country is seeing as well. So look, if you really want to bring attention to this issue, which, yes, there is a real issue about racial injustice, and there is a real issue about the imperfections of our country, you need to change your tack, because this tack is only bringing you more harm than it is good. But look, here's the problem. Anytime that anybody tries to defend these guys, it sounds worse than it is better. For example, here are the owners of the New York Giants, John Mara and Steve Tisch. Quote, "The callous and offensive comments made by the president are contradictory to what this great country stands for." Really? Unquote. Really? Really? How about not standing for the national anthem? You think that's callous and offensive? And you think that's contradictory to what this great country, no pun intended, stands for? We stand for the flag. We stand for the national anthem. You guys are not. You can't win this argument in this forum. Roger Goodell, who has just completely gooned this up from the very beginning. The NFL and our players are best when we create a sense of unity. You're not. You're not creating a sense of unity in our country and our culture. You're actually just disrupting it. So look, if you guys are serious, if you NFL players are serious about trying to improve the country and calling attention to some sort of injustice, then my advice to you is change your approach. Because I think we've spoken many times before about how you're disrespecting the people of the United States, how you're just disrespecting the flag, and how you're disrespecting the national anthem. I'm going to change my tack because after observing the events over this weekend, I think I've got a new insight. This isn't really about the disrespect of the national anthem and the disrespect of the American flag. It's worse than that. You're insulting the American people. You're insulting your fans, and you're insulting the fan base and the people, your fellow countrymen. and countrywomen. That's what you're doing. You're insulting. What they're trying to tell you with the uproar is not that they disagree with you or that they're fighting you. Some of them may, some of them may not. They're split on that. What they're telling you is, man, you're insulting us. You're insulting us, and you need to stop it because you're denigrating the brand of the NFL, and you're actually causing more harm to your cause than good. And the president, unfortunately, very sloppily capitalized on it. But he capitalized on it, he will. Because the best thing the president can do, the president now has the moral upper hand. He's got the moral high ground on the players. Because anytime you try to make the argument that it's appropriate for you to A, burn the flag, B, not stand for it, and C, not stand for the national anthem, you're going to lose. Yeah, you may get some headlines and you may give red meat for your base, but in the end, you will lose. You will lose the support of the people. So my advice to the president, go down this issue hard, man. Push it. Why do you push it? Because you've got the moral high ground. You got 70% of the people. Now, please do it in a constructive manner, in some sort of manner that has some positivity to the message, and absolutely, positively, under no circumstances, denigrate the office of the President of the United States by using foul language. That's my advice to the president. My advice to the NFL, you guys got to solve this problem quickly because you will lose your fan base. More and more fans will leave. Your shareholders are going to lose money. Eventually, this will catch up. You cannot run away from this forever. As to the First Amendment, look, all of us have the right to engage in free speech. But the more you think about this case, the more obvious it becomes that you do not have the right to engage in your personal free speech on your employer's time when you are using the microphone given to you by the employer. The NFL has paid loads of money to build its brand and build its following. And for the players to now take control of that and turn it into something else is probably, number one, negative to the NFL, and number two, something that the NFL could control. And I think they'd defeat them in court if it ever came to that. So in the end, I think the important thing is that some sort of resolution needs to be found. You want my opinion about how this is going to play out? I think this continues for a few more weeks. I think the president goes hard against the NFL. And by the way, it would be a good thing if it does, because then that means that North Korea hasn't turned into something worse, which it could at any minute. And I think in the end, what will end up happening is Goodell and the president will have some sort of meeting in the White House, perhaps with a small delegation of players. They will come out in unison in the Rose Garden and make some sort of comment about racial unity and racial equality in our country and the need for us to respect each other. No, I don't think that anybody will place a stamp of approval on Black Lives Matter or Antifa. And then in exchange for calling attention and the president capitulating on the fact that there is a problem, I think the NFL agrees to stop this ridiculous and absolutely revolting kneeling exercise that has been taking place in the NFL over the past 2 seasons. My name is Dr. Julio Gonzalez, and you're listening to the Federalist Pages.